Hey, good morning, guys. As you guys know, and I know, there's no such thing as a free lunch. All right. What I mean by that is with, contract coming soon, right? Coming soon. It's going to come no matter what. It's got to come. With the contract coming soon, we have to understand that if management is going to give us a substantial wage increase, um, we have to understand that management is going to start to cut down on things that they were lenient on. Okay, shop stewards may say, well, it's a past practice. They can't just get away with what they let us get away with. They can't get rid of those past practices. And yeah, that may be right. However, management is going to start to crack down on technicalities. Okay, they're going to start getting carriers on technicalities to build files of discipline against them, i.e., to put on their record. And just my thought process is that they're going to be less inclined to resolve discipline with short amount of times. For instance, if a shop steward was able to talk down discipline from 2 years to 6 months, maybe management may not be lenient towards that anymore. Why? Because they want to stick it to the craft. Okay. So what I'm getting at is attendance issues. Okay. Uniform policy. Okay. Unauthorized overtime. Okay. Unassigned time off. Okay. Improper footwear. Okay. Stationary events. Okay. Unauthorized office time. Okay. Technicalities. Okay. Easy technical issues that management can PDI you for. And why, right? Because if the starting pay is that much better, they're going to want a better employee. Okay. Right now, the post office has been extremely lax with the type of people they're hiring on, especially on the city letter carrier side. Some carriers are extremely questionable as to how they got the job. However, if an employer is going to pay more, I believe the vetting process and the probationary timeline will be more strictly enforced. Okay. So today I can see CCAs calling in, um, you know, being sick. That's something we have no control over. But in the past, when I was a CCA, I'm not trying to brag, but I never called out. Okay. For 2 years, I didn't call out until I had an incident where my car got broken into and I did need to take that day off. But aside from that, which was technically an emergency, I didn't call in. As a regular, I have called in. I'm not going to lie, I have. But as a CCA in my probationary period, in my 90 days, not once. In my 2 years, only once. Okay. And that was because, I have a certain work ethic that I hold myself to. However, if you speak to a carrier that started 20 years ago, there was no nonsense approach at the post office. If you called in, you'll get, discipline instantly. Okay, today it's a more laxed. Um, I see carriers bring back mail without filling out the proper form. I see people go over their routes without filling out the proper form. I see carriers say they're not taking a third bundle or every EDDM because they're overburdened. I see mail sit. Um, these things are not gonna be allowed. I'm just telling you. I know it's not. Management is going to come after carriers harder than ever. So now is the most important time to clean up your own misgivings. Straighten out any bad habits that you have, and more importantly, educate yourself. With local elections coming soon, make sure you're putting in a shop steward there, an alternate steward that is going to fight and educate the membership on things that are coming down from management. Um, but most importantly, it's about accountability. You know, there's too many carriers that have just been going with the status quo. Okay. Like I said, past practices, if you've been a carrier and you always request an hour auxiliary existence and it's always been approved, well, you're kind of grandfathered in. But for new carriers that are having to fight consistently to prove that their routes are overburdened, even if you know your route is overburdened, make sure you're filling out that 3996. Why? Because they could get you for unauthorized overtime. Okay. And the more, compliance issues they get you for, that file against you gets thicker and thicker. And then when it comes time for, a escalated, discipline, they went through the right procedures. So basically, just know with higher pay comes, higher responsibility, management to cut out the nonsense. There's been a lot of that going on, and I'm not going to sit here and say that, I don't play a part of it. On some days, I can see that my route is overburdened and I fill out the proper form. I can see that auxiliary may be needed, but I do my best to fill out those forms because I can see how management can get you for a technicality. And the most important thing is to remember that there's no such thing as a free lunch, and anything that we get in a contract, there's going to be concessions. And what I'm seeing, at least in my thought process, is that management is going to start coming down on the things that they've been extremely lenient on. And again, some of those things are attendance, not coming to work regularly. They can simply say if you call out the day before or after your scheduled day off, that's a pattern. These are things you got to be aware of. Again, going over your route, even though it's a Monday or it's your everyday advertisement day, still fill out that form. Okay, if you need assistance and they're asking you to give off an hour, give it off. If it's your non-scheduled day and they ask you to come in and they don't want you to go into penalty, give off. Don't take the overtime if it's not authorized. I get it takes what it takes, but you also got to protect your butt. New carriers don't bring back mail. I don't understand why anyone's bringing back mail, because you could utilize the auxiliary form as well. You can fill out a 3996 if you feel like you're overburdened. Okay, why are new carriers not filling out 3996? I don't know. Protect yourself. Okay, guys. The most important thing to remember is that we work for the Postal Service, and the Postal Service is a business, and any functioning business is going to trim the fat. All right, so just stay lean, and until next time, I'll be here, you'll be there. Peace.